there, everybody. It's Mike Delisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Space Station Phoenix. Coming from Rio Grande Games, Gabriel J. Cohn is the designer. 2 to 4 players, 30 minutes per player. Aliens have discovered Earth. The financial opportunities are as endless as the galaxy itself. All right, so it says, the game features engine building and engine destruction, worker placement, resource management, variable setup, high replayability, multiple paths to victory. All right, well, sounds like a greatest hits of modern Euro mechanisms. So let's take a look inside the box and see if we can get a sense for what the game is about. That is a pretty substantial rule book. So that's the first thing that I notice. All right, goal. Each player begins with a small fleet of spaceships. Each ship represents an action a player can take on the turn. Okay, some different definitions here that they start with. Station hubs, the diplomacy board. Here's the setup. It's important to follow these steps in order. All right, so there's a very clear order of operations here, and then player setup, and then here's the gameplay. We're finally getting to gameplay on page 9 because they go over a lot. That's just how the book is structured. The players will take turns during the game, going clockwise until one of the game end conditions is met. On a player's turn, they must do one of the following 2 things: either use a ship action or take the income action. Whichever option the player chooses, they must move their action marker, and it tells you how you would do that depending upon which action you would take. Goes into more detail about the ship actions, gives you some examples. Okay. Many different actions you can take, I guess, depending on what ship you're using. And then here's turn option B, taking income, which seems like a much simpler process than the first one. Then you check for game end, and then you have game end scoring. So 2 things that you can do. You can take a ship action, you can take income. You keep doing that until you hit one of these game end triggers, which it looks like is either active player having 40 or more points, active player built all 9 sectors of their station, 4 or fewer total aliens remaining. So different ways to trigger the end game. And then you've got a scoring example here, which is always nice. Some finer points, some tips for faster gameplay, example turns. That's nice. All right, so they give you plenty of examples there. So, all right. Take a look at the cardboard, of which there is quite a bit. It's good quality cardboard. This looks to be like maybe the main player board, or not sure, maybe not a player board, but a central board perhaps. All right. Okay, so fair amount of iconography going on here. But you can kind of see just visually what they're going for here. These look to be more of the same, just in perhaps the different player colors. Go through this a little more quickly because we're just trying to get a sense for what things look like here. All right, then we've got a number of other components. We've got some bags, a bag I should say, drawstring, quite a few wooden bits. Okay, you can see that. You know, standard wooden bits, but nice. I mean, they're certainly nice chunky bits. I'm not going to take these out of the bag because these are relatively standard. You can get a good sense there. These look a little bit different. These are more like plastic. See that? Like kind of spacey crystals. Probably resources would be my guess. Don't know what that is. Looks like we've got some player aids. Wow. That's substantial. That is substantial. Okay. Got some custom dice here, of which I've already dropped one. I will retrieve that later. You can see these custom D6s. All right. And then finally, we've got a deck of cards. So let's take a look at this deck of cards. Okay. So pretty large, easy to read iconography. Relatively. The white numbers might be a little bit tricky to read. I don't know. In practice, I'm not sure if that's really an issue or not. But here you go. You can see a pretty good indication of what these cards are like. They all are very similar. All right, well, Rio Grande has had a very recent hit with a space-themed Euro called Beyond the Sun. Maybe they've got another one on their hands there with Space Station Phoenix. Time will tell. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.